no. Are we starting? Are we starting immediately?
It looks like we are. It looks like we
Where's,
are.
aren't we going to discuss what we're talking about first?
I saw gift this, but I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Hey guys, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Africa Football Showdown. As usual, I'm Daniel, coming to you from London, and then I'll connect with my boss, Peter Okwoche. There's an expression in cheese, like when he moves, then I move.
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not.
You get me? All the way from Abuja, Lagos. Abuja, Nigeria.
Hey, this is Peter Okwoche live in Abuja. I'm in a newsroom in Abuja, so there's some humming around me. Just don't worry about that, but we're all good. Daniel, good to see you. Brilliant weekend of football again, and boy, do we have a lot to bring to our viewers and listeners today, eh?
I know. A lot of interesting names coming up, a lot of drama over the weekend, but we'll save that for when we get to it. Let's start off with how we like to start off, Peter. The big names or not so big names yet that we should watch out for.
Absolutely, and I know you're talking about those people who have been scoring in the various leagues around Europe over the weekend. Listen, this is your show this week. You take it away.
Okay, so I'm gonna just give a brief overview, right? We're gonna hit Greece, we're gonna hit a bit of Germany, we're gonna go to the EPL, but let me go with Germany, okay, and leave the EPL to you. How about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty. So there's a Ghanaian player called Serhou Guirassy, and he plays for VfB Stuttgart. Now they, on March the 28th of the Bundesliga, they beat Borussia Dortmund, right? And thanks to basically Guirassy, I should say. Hoffenheim beat Augsburg 3-1 with a goal from the Togolese Elas Bebrou. And the Malian Amadou Haidara scored one of RB Leipzig's 4 goals against Freiburg in that 4-1 winner over Freiburg. So interesting weekend for Africans in Germany.
Indeed, and you know the Ghanaian that you mentioned, Serhou Guirassy, I mean, his name has come up quite a few times now when we've done these goal scorers over the weekend. So he's definitely one to look out for. I'm just going to jump to the English Premier League now, and Liverpool owe a debt of gratitude to Egyptian Mohamed Salah. Salah helped the Reds to a 2-2 draw. I mean, it was almost a last-minute goal that helped them to a penalty, actually, helped the Reds to a 2-2 draw with Manchester United at Old Trafford, equalizing, like I said, from the penalty spot in the 84th minute. So not quite the final minute, but they were edging close to their first defeat in over 20 games. But luckily, they salvaged that draw. So thanks to Mohamed Salah. Brentford drew with Aston Villa 3-3 with goals from the Cameroonian Brian Mbeumo and the Congolese Yohan Wissa. Another name that has been coming up in these weekend goals quite often. He just likes to score spectacular goals, doesn't he?
If you want spectacular goals, how about that second goal that Man United scored against Liverpool? Kobbie Mainoo, it was...
What a goal. What a goal. It set my heart racing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. What a goal.
Yeah, I mean, that is a striker, isn't it? For you to make a goal out of nothing, that's what we expect you to do. It wasn't even a half chance, bro. He was surrounded by defenders.
It was a real chance out of nothing. I mean, did you see Klopp on the touchline? He was going apoplectic. He was going absolutely mad.
I know. Look, I have to say, if you're getting into it, that Liverpool-Man United game was a game of bad luck and poor finishing overall. And so I'm not surprised that it came out the way it did. I think that Man United did not deserve that when watching the game overall.
Listen,
but there was a mistake from Kwanzaa in the that caused the first goal by Bruno Fernandes, a sideways pass that he should really have spotted, and then that beautiful goal from Kobbie Mainoo. But the big talking point has been the penalty that Wan-Bissaka. You expect better from Wan-Bissaka to go to the ground in the middle of the penalty box like that. It's not It's not exactly the
But
smartest
but
thing to
but I
do.
mean, he's referred to as one of the best sliding tacklers in the Premier League. So it's not surprising that he went to ground like that. But when you go for a sliding tackle, you have to connect with the ball. If you do not connect with the ball,
Immediately.
yes, if you do not connect with the ball, if you're in the 18-yard box, you risk giving away a penalty, and that's exactly what happened.
Immediately. I felt like Harvey Elliott sort of leaned into it a bit. He sort of leaned into the challenge a bit. But if I
Well,
was Harvey Elliott,
you do the same.
exactly, because you're a goal down, you need at least a point
Yeah, yeah.
for that Premier League run.
Mm,
And it's you have still have a bit of playing time plus stoppage time. So with the mindset of a Liverpool player, we could go for a third goal and win it after all.
mm.
So it's like, look, let me do everything that I can. I think it was bad luck for Wan-Bissaka, but he should not have gone down. If he had given him, if he had pressured him, tried to shepherd him away, because he had like two other defenders. I think I saw Maguire in the box as well. He had like two other defenders,
Maguire had a tremendous game, I thought. I think it's one of the best games I've seen him play for Man United for a very long time. I mean,
which is why
yeah.
Wan-Bissaka should have shepherded Harvey Elliott
Mm,
towards Maguire
mm,
for him to step in, because 2-on-1 will be a tough one. I mean,
yeah.
he's not a Lionel Messi, but anyway,
Let's go back.
let's
Let's go
go
back
to
to the goals.
okay. We'll go to France now.
Hmm.
I'll go to the Malian Habib Diallo. He played for
Hmm.
Clermont Foot, and then they were playing against PSG, and it was a 1-1 draw. Brest beat Metz 4-3 thanks to goals from Malian Kamoru Doumbia and Beninois Steve Mounier, while Ivorian Ismail Traore opened the scoring for the Messines. Montpellier overcame Lorient with a goal from the Ivorian Yann Karamo. Lyon won at Nantes 3-1. Nigerian Gift Orban completing Olympic Lyon's win in stoppage time. I see you doing the little dance there. Now, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he scored for Marseille, but they still lost to Lyon,
Yes,
despite that goal.
indeed.
Bad luck to them.
I mean, listen, he's scoring goals again, but would that be enough? I don't think so. I think Paris Saint-Germain has taken this league lead this year. Anyway, listen, let me just go to Italy, where Senegal's Mbaye gave Empoli an important win over Torino, 3-2 in extra time. Napoli, they were lucky to escape from Monza. They beat Monza 4 with help from a goal from Victor Osimhen. I mean, not having the best of seasons, definitely, but Osimhen is back scoring.
Yeah. I mean, it's important that he finds that confidence. I don't think we all know that this season is not going to be for them, but at least he needs to get into the groove for the next season coming up. And if he moves, should we start talking about him moving again? I think he should. But yeah, it's not the same Napoli that he played with. It's not the same mentality. It's not the same. It's not the same vibe. Yeah. But I'll take you to Belgium very quickly before we do a few interesting names out there. Bruges dominated Union Saint-Gilloise away from
Mm-hmm.
home with another goal from Togolese Kelvin Denke. So that was CES Bruges. Now FC Bruges, which is fourth,
Mm-hmm.
defeated Anderlecht with a brace from the Nigerian Raphael Onyedika. The Moroccan Anwar Height El Hajj helped Genk to victory as Royal Antwerp. Lagantoise clearly dominated Westerlo with a goal from Moroccan Tariq Tissou Dali, while Mauritanian Aboubakari Koita scored one of Centron's 3 goals at Mechelen. So that's Belgium.
Indeed, and yes, absolutely. And let's just go to the Netherlands now, because there was another exciting weekend for Africans playing there in the Netherlands. You had the Feyenoord Rotterdam humiliated Ajax Amsterdam 6-0. Ajax, one of the biggest defeats ever in the history of that great Dutch club. There was also a brace for Feyenoord from the Gambian Yankuba Mente.
Now, here's a name that you don't usually hear, Peter. Azerbaijan.
I know, Africans playing in Azerbaijan. Where is
Yeah.
Azerbaijan again? Of course, I know where it is, but I mean, that's just that would never cross me. But I
Thank
do know
you.
that Nigerians play. There are Nigerians playing in the league in India.
Look, they're Africans playing wherever you can play football. Like, bro, if I started a
Absolutely.
football league in my backyard, I would get a good number of the talent is resplendent with talent. We could find Africans everywhere.
Absolutely.
But it was match day 29 of the Azerbaijan Championship.
Hmm.
Karabakh beat Sabel 4-2 with a brace from the Algerian Yassine Benzia.
Indeed, and Karabakh, they normally they represent Azerbaijan in some European competitions. Sometimes it will be the Champions League, and then they fall
Europa.
into the Europa League and stuff like that. So Karabakh are a well-known club from that part of the world. But here's about this one. Moldova, Sheriff Transport easily overcame Zimbru Chisinau. And when I can't pronounce the name properly, you know that name, the league is not that popular with us. But they had a goal from the Burkinabe striker, Cedric Badolo. That's the club in Moldova. I mean, it's quite amazing. But I love the fact that we're
I know.
everywhere and we're doing what we love the most.
Exactly. I mean, if you gave me any group of people playing, even if it was small pools back in my school in Ghana, I would watch them and I would want to see some exciting football, which you can, count on. But
Absolutely.
this Premiership chase,
Hmm.
can we start calling it for Arsenal? Because at the top, it still looks very tight. At par with Liverpool with 71 points. Liverpool after dropping 2 points against Manchester United. First of all, so many talking points from that game. Liverpool could not win against Manchester United this season in the Premiership. It was 2 draws.
Mm-hmm.
Those 4 points have cost us. That means that Arsenal is ahead. Where do you want to
Mm-hmm.
start talking about this? I'm leaving it open for you. Where do you want to start the discussion
Well, I
from?
mean, the truth about it is I'm not, I have to put a caveat to this. Everybody knows I'm a big Arsenal fan. But having been disappointed in the past as recently as last season, I'm now going with the proverbial game by game. Because I'm not quite sure. If you look at the run in now, Arsenal have a tougher run in than the other two teams. So Arsenal still
Yeah,
have to play Tottenham away. They have to play
yeah,
Aston Villa, and they have to
yeah,
play Man United away. All right.
yeah.
And I think City have to play Villa, and then I think it's Spurs for Liverpool. So I think Arsenal have a tougher run in, but then when you go with their past 5, 6 games now, not having lost
Yeah.
a single away game and not having conceded an away goal in 5 consecutive away matches. So the momentum is with them. I mean, I know Jurgen Klopp was saying over the weekend after their 2-2 draw that just before that 2-2 draw, that to think you can go into a match and go and score 6 or 7 goals just to overhaul Arsenal's goals difference is ridiculous. Nobody goes into a game thinking like that. You go thinking, I want to win this game. It doesn't matter if you win it 1-0 or 10-0, in the end. But so that's goal difference that Arsenal have. And Arsenal are still banging in goals. 3 goals
That's the
at the
thing. Do
weekend
not
against,
stop it.
yeah, 3 goals at the weekend against Brighton, which could have been your proverbial banana skin.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game that Arsenal would have lost in the past. But they've won that game by 3 goals to nil, and then they move on. I just hope that when they get to play Spurs away, that they don't get carried away by the emotion of the derby. Just
That's
stick
a
to your.
very important point.
It is, don't get carried away by the emotion of a derby. Just play your normal game, and then, I found it quite ironic what Jurgen Klopp was saying at the weekend after that draw with Man United, when he asked if he thinks this United team. He was asked if he thinks this United team can beat Arsenal or something like that. But he said Arsenal are a fantastic team, and if United continue to play like they played today, Arsenal will beat them. So I'm just trying to think, is he trying to tell United that you guys have to up your game? You know, which if they
Look,
do, now returns to Liverpool's favor.
look, it's not. that Man United that they played, team that they played against was not a Man United that's exactly wowed or dazzled in any way. Over the 90 minutes, they put their
Yes.
skin in the game. The goals that were scored were hardly, creatively put together. There was a defensive error, and what I can only describe as an individually brilliant strike from Kobe Mainoo.
Absolutely.
And
Agree with you
then
on that.
they made the mistakes that was required for Liverpool to, first of all, score before even their two goals, and then equalize. My bogey in this, when it comes to this Premier League run, is that Man City still has skin in the game in the FA Cup and the Champions League. Man City is going to play against Real Madrid, right, in the Champions League quarterfinals. Now, let's face it, they play Real Madrid at 8 p.m. today that we are doing this recording. And then they play Luton Town, which is, struggling to stay out of relegation. So that's cool. But after their second leg against Real Madrid, they play Tottenham away, which is not a team that you exactly call a walkover. And then they go and play Chelsea.
So.
And then they play Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-finals. Okay. Granted, after that, it's Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and then Wolves, then Fulham, then West Ham. So it's not really like a crazy roster after that. But we come to Arsenal. Arsenal has Bayern Munich in the Champions League. You get me? So it's home against Bayern, then home against Villa, then away to Bayern, then home to Wolves, then away, then home to Chelsea. Sorry, away at Wolves, then home to Chelsea. So there's Chelsea, there's Tottenham, and then there's Man United. And then there's, if they progress beyond the quarterfinals, what comes after in terms of the semi-final games. So for me, Man City and Arsenal may be a bit distracted. It's true that Liverpool also has Europa, but it's Europa. We can watch it go. And our competition is Atalanta in Europa. The competition for Man City is Real Madrid. The competition for Arsenal is Bayern Munich. It's a very different level of competition for these teams. So I think that those could prove tricky. But this is the Premiership. We take one game at a time. Anything could happen over 90 minutes.
Wow. Listen, man, it is what it is. May the team, the best team
three
win.
fairy tales waiting to be told, isn't it?
So anyone, I mean, someone was asking me yesterday that it's Peter, honestly, if Arsenal win this trophy, will you rush back to London for the lifting of the trophy? And I'm just like, that will just be the best day ever. I won't be able to contain myself on this 6-hour flight. I'll be like a little kid who expects candy at the end of a flight. I end up doing something that just be so
eager. That will
have
to be Showdown live from every stadium.
Oh, yes.
No, but look, I just want to throw this in there that just like, I love how you stacked it up in terms of how much it means. Klopp's last season, Arsenal first win in so long, and also after coming so close last season.
Yeah.
And Man City trying to win 400 trust. Also, look at the quality that has been showed. Man City is third with 70 points. The fourth place team is Tottenham with 60 points.
60, yeah. 60.
The sixth place team, that's in 2 places from Tottenham, is Man United with 49. These 3 teams on top with 71 points and 70 points have showed a certain dominance in this Premier League, and I've showed that they deserve this cup. Like, all 3 teams deserve this cup. Yeah. The way that they've played.
The only other team that has actually really impressed me this season, would be Aston Villa. I think they've completely punched above their weight. And then when you hear, their top striker, Ollie Watkins, who's the second highest goal scorer in the Premier League so far, saying that this team has still not reached the status of a big team, but they're doing so well. I say that with a caveat because Arsenal is still got to play them, but there's more history. There's more history there because don't forget that the Aston Villa manager Unai Emery was the Arsenal manager before Mikel Arteta. So there you go.
Exactly. So he also has skin in the game. I don't know if he'd want to give the game to Arsenal.
Well,
or he would want to.
I don't think anyone is giving anybody any games in this EPL
In
race.
this Premiership, it can't happen.
Because they want to
Here's
qualify
the
for
thing.
Champions League as well.
Exactly, because
Yeah,
that will be Unai Emery's flex, wouldn't it?
yeah,
If
yeah,
he's
it
able
would
to
be.
take this Aston Villa team to the Champions League, then that's where I
Yeah.
was really coming to.
Hmm.
Because you expect, like Tottenham Hotspur has always been that good performing team outside of the Premiership's natural top four, right?
Hmm.
If you're naming Man U, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, five now
Yeah.
with Man City. You get me? Tottenham has always been like the good performing team outside this natural top five, which
Yeah.
has a lot of money back in them. These top five teams has a
Hmm.
lot of money back in them, right? But your man's job from Aston Villa, 60 points, neck and neck with Tottenham. It could actually go any way because the goal difference between the two teams is 3 goals.
Three
Now,
goals.
3 goals
Yes.
is not it's not a difficult thing at all
No. No.
to wipe off. Yeah, for them to even get to fourth place.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's just that Tottenham have a game in hand over Villa, so that's the advantage they take into this race. But then again, don't forget that this season, it's looking more and more likely that, or rather next season, it's looking more and more likely that the EPL will have 5 teams in the Champions League. So that means, I mean, either Villa or Spurs have automatically earned their spot in the Champions League.
exactly.
So I mean, it's a great performance by Aston
Unai
Villa.
Emery.
Yeah, and Unai Emery, Ollie Watkins has been sensational. I think he's got 18 goals as we speak, as against 19 by Erling Haaland. So spectacular season for Villa, and of course for the 3 top teams as well. You've got to give them that.
I mean, speaking of Aston Villa, I just want to give a big shout to the Ghana Lions of AVFC, the official Aston Villa fan club. I knew you wouldn't, you would be
No,
surprised
no,
with this.
no, no. I'm not surprised at all. I've heard about them. I've actually done a story on
Yeah.
them. I did a story on them about
Yes.
3 or 4 years ago. Yes. So I
Yes, the
totally know them.
official
Yeah.
Aston Villa fan club in Ghana.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
big up, guys. We might just be, talking about a Champions League run for you guys. Thanks very much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed watching it just as much as we enjoyed making it. Now, if you want to keep up with everything that the Africa Football Showdown will be bringing you, hit that subscribe button and keep up with us on all our social media channels. The link should be down there somewhere. Yeah, you got it.